Alright, what's up everybody? It's Vids, and we are back for some more Pyre Community RITE NITE, which means, of course, some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring, first and foremost, none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre, and if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, you can join said group by clicking on that link right there. For those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that, you'll find all the various requests you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players' exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan stars, are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode here, and I will hop into said Discord server as well. Alright, I am good to go. So let me know, chat, if there is anyone who would like to get us started today. I'll, in the meantime, set ourselves up for our defaults, unless there is anything in particular we'd like to see for the first one. Failer's ready to hop in. Alright, great stuff. Let me get you the invite then. Just make sure I've got the Steam friends up and all that stuff. Anyone else who would like to face off against Failure here, and Nor says she can jump in as well. Good stuff. You'll love to see it. Okay. Let me send you the invites. Nor. Invite sent. And Failure. Invite sent. Okay. Perfect. And I know in previous weeks, as I said for several weeks now, working my way back a bit from having lost my voice pretty badly a few weeks ago. And so for that reason, thinking we'll still keep things a little bit on the short side here today. I was not feeling very good yesterday, to be honest with you. So I was not expecting for me to be able to go very long today. Felt a little bit better this morning, but not sure how I'll be feeling as things get up and running more in full, so play that one by ear, but think let's at least act under the assumption that there is a reasonable chance that this might be still on the shorter end in terms of RITE Nights here today. Let's see. Anor, would you like to go mouse keyboard or would you like to go controller today? Should I go keyboard? Should I go controller? Up to you. Of course, Failure can go the controller, so up to you either way. In the meantime, thinking about it. I assume for Failure it'll be Fate for you, and for Nor, Nightwings for you as well, based on what you guys were just setting up right there. Nightwings for Nor, okay. I assume you guys have picked the right sides here as well, so Failure looks like he is player 1. And then Anor on player 2. Fate for you. Nightwings for you. Okay. And I have successfully hit the reset button upon tabbing back in. Find the least efficient way to get to their teams. There we go. Alright, and Varric is getting us started with some requests here. Failure picks Sap first, plus at least one Cur wherever. Flip these around for Nor. So what, Nor picks Cur first, Sap somewhere later on. Also, hello. Alright, let's get things started then.
Greetings, exiles. You heed the
Oh, yes.
to the Isle of Kelma. Here one of you may walk the path to glory. We soon shall see who is the most deserving. Stand ready. Prepare yourselves, nightlings.
Alright, give me just a second here to give Anor control. Should be good now. Alright, so Phaler, you are on for a sap first. And Anor, you will be on for a cur first. Phaler, you must pick a cur either in your second or third slot. And Anor, you must pick a sap either in your second or third slot. Exactly. Cannons are upright. I'm afraid that would be utterly brazen. Uh-oh. What is this? Oh no. Controller... Does... what?
I can't move my cursor.
That's weird. Did you try, pausing and unpausing? Sometimes that'll do it. I didn't remember if you... Isn't that a shot? Okay. Shall I try uninviting, re-inviting you? See if that'll do the trick? Pause.
No, I wouldn't do the trick.
Pause the controller.
Yeah, no, or go ahead and pick for me, I guess. I'll just tell you what I want.
Okay.
Choose someone.
Alright, we're gonna go with Volfred. We're gonna go with L1, R1, R3, R4.
So full rekindling.
And we're gonna go with Titan Tooth.
And the stuns when blocking. So Phaler needed to lead off with that sap. Anor needs to lead off with a cur. Phaler, you will need a cur somewhere else on your team. Anor, you will need a sap somewhere else on your team after you finish setting up this cur here. Anor goes banishing throws with Lucky Break rather than the extra plunging damage. A little bit unconventional there, but you see it every now and again. Web Lanthorn Raji for Phaler, so that means Phaler will need to take a cur in the last spot. Anor needs a sap in one of these two spots. Best cur pick. Ryan ideas, Nutrition Stick Volfred. So Nora is all set. She has whatever character she'd like to take in her last spot. Phaler does need to go Cur here. And does so with a Prayer Beads Dalbert. Dalbert also best boy. I was gonna say, we were praising the rookie selection, but what does that mean for Barker and for Dalbert? Pair beats Pamitha in the last spot for Anor, and here we are with our first match of the night. Phaler versus Anor. Both players with one Cur and one Sap apiece, and it's Anor getting us started here, as we were saying before. But with her Mastery selection, that is 15 damage on that Curve Plunge, when normally you'd see 20, as we see here with Phaler. And Phaler does have the Prayer Bead, so he is coming back with Dalbert. Quick banishing throw there from Rookie, though. Actually, series of banishments from Anor, clearing out some space. Anor deciding whether to settle for that 15 damage throw or try something a little more ambitious with a higher damage character, but does. go the throw route with Rookie. Trying to repeat a similar strategy here, but Phaler has it back. Doesn't quite have enough momentum to make it in on his triple jump. Wolfred has that nutrition stick, so there you see some increased mobility, but he does go down. Nor once again trying to banish with her Kerr throw. And there is Lucky Break triggering. So as we were saying before, sacrificed a little bit of damage on the plunging, but did pay off a little bit there, as it set up a triple banishment on that Kerr cast, which is not an easy thing to do. Ametha somehow sneaks through here for 20, and she has Prayer Beads, so she'll be back. Hers collide. But Phaler gets it back and quickly counters for 20 from Dalbert. Remember, Phaler went for the full-out rekindling as well. Both players with sap, so need to bear in mind there is always that rekindling potential. And that's a 25 damage throw from Nor's Volfred, speaking of which, one more of those, and that would trigger that rekindling on Phaler's side. As we were just saying, good for 50 on that second life bar. Phaler trying to sneak through with Dalbert, but he's stopped. Exploding saplings from Nor. Trying to clear out a driving lane for either Rookie or for Panatha. But Rookie is stopped, and Phaler trying to use that portal to cover more ground more quickly. Goes the old-fashioned way, though, with Dalbert looping around, but eventually cornered by Panatha. Rookie for Nor banishes one with the throw, but can't banish Volfred with the cast. Does now. Phaler has back and is now on the attack. Blocked. Rebound. Stopped. Nor choosing who to attack with. The answer is apparently Panatha, but she's stopped. Has it back with Rookie, though. Banishes one with a throw, two with the cast. Dalbert's first back on it, and first into the Pyre for 20 here. Rookie for Nor. Gets rid of Volfred. Now Panatha. She's stopped. Phaler back at full strength. Dalbert's blocked and exploded upon with an exploding sapling. Nor defenseless here, though. Panatha coming back just in time to retrieve the orb. And switches in to Rookie. Going for the snipe, but Volfred puts his tree body on the line to make the save for Phaler. Another banishing throw. This time Phaler retreats, but in doing so, gives way for Nor to come through here with Rookie for 15 damage on that plunge. As we were just saying, 5 less damage than usual. And collectively, those 2 times Nor has plunged for 5 less damage is the difference we see here between Phaler being on 10 Pyre Life and having already triggered that rekindling. As we were saying, Phaler does have 50 of that rekindling, so we will see a second life bar, but it will still take one more score from Nor to trigger that. But there it is. So second life bar for Phaler. Nor still on her first. Don't recall how much rekindling, if any, she took. There is another Rookie plunge for 15. Nor now needing a minimum of 2 scores. Possibly as many as 3 to finish the job. And now an opportunity here for Phaler. Oh, but loses his imp in what would have been an uncontested score. Now, the orb lying within the safety of that sapling for Nor, so bullet dodged for her. Tries to move in with that big blink from Nutrition Stick. And now, once again, opportunity for Phaler. And no one back to defend. Doesn't matter if he throws or plunges. In fact, he would rather plunge, because that is 5 extra damage for Kurz, and he still has that automatic respawn with Prayer Beads. Quick throw from Nor, good for 7. But not enough to change the calculus here. Nor still needing 2 more scores. Whereas Phaler may be able to get rid of that life bar with 1 score here and answer that question as to how much, if any, rekindling Anor has. Once again, Volfred sacrificing himself to save what would have otherwise been a scoring play from Anor. Phaler, through his portal with Dalbert, initiates the triple hop and goes under the defender that time. And that will be rekindling. That's just 10. Revealing that, in fact, Phaler is in the lead here. He only needs 1 score, whereas Nor still needs 2. Nor trying to change that. Looking to go straight in with Volfred, but not this time. Prodigy for Phaler. Sidesteps 1 cast. Trying to loop around the other way, but gets blocked and banished, although does set up a relatively dangerous portal there. Nor trying to use Volfred as a sacrificial lamb to create some space for Hamatha, but Phaler loops around the defender and in for the winning plunge.
A narrow victory, yet nonetheless commendable. Thus end this night's proceedings.
GG. Well played, you two.
Until the next rite.
All right, let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one between Phaler and Anor. That was 1 sap and 1 cur apiece. Proper RTS gameplay, well done. There can only be one best boy. Phaler says you threw the gauntlet. And Dalbert answered. True, does Dalbert get disqualified from best boy because he's technically an old man? Is that the technicality we're looking for here? What's up, iRotor? How are you? Alright, not seeing any requests from chat at the moment, so barring any last-second thoughts there, why don't we hop into our next one between Phaler and Anor? No requests for this, so we'll just have you two take whatever you'd like to take. Of course, we'll see where we end up because it is on the boat. And that is always good to spice things up a little bit here, and with no requests, there's some flexibility here for the players to go whatever direction they'd like to go in, and there's certainly some interesting options, given the locale of this upcoming rite. Phaler leads off with a crone, with Bertrude.
So I want to play Savage range throws on this map, but I think Anor is just too good for that. So I'm probably not going to do it.
We have done the mod that corrects the order for player 2 on the boat, if that's basically what your question is. So that means what? That the first selection is always going first?
Yeah, your first
in that
selection
case?
is now your first player. Same as player 1.
Well,
At long last, we corrected that.
Yeah, that's weird, Amberic. I'm not sure why that was happening before. But given the timing and how Phaler is already selected in exile, I assume we'll reserve that one for the next go-round. If that works for you. Oh, payment for the previous match. Gotcha. Anor goes Speedy Jody. Of course, demons, especially of the speedy variety, renowned for their ability to sprout wings when it comes to their appearances on the boat. Does perhaps suggest that that may be the direction that Anor is looking to go in here. Or was it just a coincidence? Well, that may be a counter pick there, as Phaler goes for Tamitha with the Titan Tooth, so she will stun anyone that she jumps into, and that may be the primary thing that Anor is looking to do with Jody, is go for some really aggressive long-distance jumps. No fun, says Anor. Well, she'll counter with a Titan Tooth Harp of her own. There goes to the Webbed Lanthorn there with Volfred. A little bit of an unusual combination. Force bringing back one of his banished allies whenever he banishes one of Anor's characters. And Anor goes for Bertrude as well, a leeching, saluting Bertrude, so she'll be able to transform all of Phaler's exiles into defenseless howlers once during this rite, as Phaler gets us started with Bertrude on that 30 damage plunge, but it does also mean these teams look rather similar, at least from an exile standpoint. One Harp and one Crone apiece, but Phaler building some early momentum here. As we saw before, did take the prayer beads on Bertrude, so he was fine plunging with her. Anor with just Pamitha now. Phaler with just Volfred back defensively, but there's the Titan Tooth. Anor switching into Jody, who has just returned. Trying to find her way through here, and does. Plunging in for 30. Phaler now. Oh, was perhaps looking to sneak under the defender that time, as he did not jump. But Anor wasn't falling for it. Pamitha for Anor. Perhaps looking to do something similar in her case, but no luck there, and Anor defenseless until that last second return from Bertrude. And now Pamitha. But there is Phaler sneaking under that flying harp. Jody against Tamitha. Jody gets it back just in time to avoid getting banished and get in for 30 damage on that plunge. Oh, and Phaler somehow avoided the defender, at least initially there. Anor switches places using that Harp Salute, and uses the Crone Salute to transform all of Phaler's exiles into defenseless howlers, giving her what is more or less a free score and also 15 leech as well. Dropping Phaler down to just 10 Pyre life, but now Phaler looking to return the favor. Usually you do not want to banish those opposing howlers, as they could respawn with their auras, but no issues there. Phaler scores quickly enough, but that doesn't become a factor. And, of course, Phaler just sitting on 10 Pyre life now. Does have a sap, and once again, that question of how much rekindling, if any, did he take. He plunges for 30 here, and now it's Anor down to 10. She does not have a sap. So that means Phaler likely looking to just get one more score here, and there it is.
The fate prevail. Or you could say they managed to avoid defeat.
GG.
The rite is ended.
All right, well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
All right, well, chat, let us know if there's anything we'd like for this next one between Phaler and Anor. Alright, not seeing any requests at the moment, though. Oh, hold on. But as soon as I say that, Anor turns Customize off. That, of course, means randomize exiles, masteries, and talismans for both players. Won't even get to see what those things are in advance, just going to get thrown straight into the action, and the guessing game will begin. Could still do an arena, could still do a song if either of those are of interest, otherwise we'll get started here. Now it gets interesting. Now it gets interesting. Triple Cur incoming, we'll see. It's book. Oh, is that double Nomad plus Sap for Failure? Very defensive team. For Nor, it's Harp, Cur, and Worm. Definitely some interesting setups here, at least from an exile standpoint. Of course, we'll wait and see if we can figure out what masteries and talismans they have. Of course, Blackheart and Bottled Void on Anor's side. Oh, man. Oh, man. It is Nor getting things started. There is a shoulder smash from Snadra. And Leech as well. As Snadra plunges here for 20. It is Snadra's, or rather, yeah, it is Snadra's home arena, so it is fitting that Failure has her. Both her and Lendl. Except Nor comes back here with Lady River. There is the Blackheart activating. Lady River just trying to bide time until others return. Series of banishments, as neither player able to gain much control here. The chaos ensues, and Nor can't defend with that Howler. And so that means Failure can make it in there, and does he have... He might have double Leech with one of those Nomads. Both the Mastery and the Talisman for it. Nor, though, looking for an opening here. Oh, but Failure gets it back with Snadra. Oh, but Zoxiana down as she was trying to take out that sapling. Lendl, blocked. No shoulder smash on him. I think we did see it on Snadra, though. So Failure goes low this time and makes it in for 20. Anor with Zoxiana goes down. Lady River thinks about going one way, then passes it over to Zoxiana, who has an opening and has that infinite stamina. The upside of the Blackheart, when it does work, explosive temper on Rookie, we've now learned. So more of a defensive curve setup in that case. Snadra does have the shoulder smash, as we see there. And as we saw previously, Lendl we do not think does. But he can still corner the attacker. Snadra makes it in for the winning plunge.
The fate prevailed. It was as though the scribes themselves stood by their side.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
It was interesting setup on both sides in a few ways. Failure from a class standpoint was a little bit odd, and Nor
The stars align.
perhaps drew the short stick when it came to the talismans. It was a Bottled Void on one and a Blackheart on the other. I don't know if we figured out what the third one was. We'll turn Customize back on, unless, of course, that's something we'd like to see for the next one as well. So let us know if there's anything that we have in mind. You had Typhoon Bottle was the third? That's not bad, I suppose. Oh, but you had a worm that comes back whenever everyone gets banished on your side, which basically completely negates the Typhoon Bottle. The harp was the black heart. Oh, for masteries? I'm not sure. Yeah, don't know if I figured out mastery-wise. Yeah, maybe primarily right side. Nora says, hold on. Hold on, I'm not going to settle for that one. We need to try this again. Customize, back off we go. Yeah, all the passives that are harder to notice. Alright, we shall try again in that case. Surviving Exile as well. So we do have a song this time. And Fall of Solium. So we have an arena as well. That locks just about everything down here. So we'll see how the RNG gods bless us or curse us this time round.
The fate shall now face.
Alright. That might be Orlek. On both sides? Yes, it is. 2 demons, in fact, for Nor. Ignarius as well. Luminous Idol on Orlek for Phaler. That's probably not bad. You did just see, however, Nor has a bunch of starting Pyre Life. The extra starting Pyre Life mastery from both of her demons, it would seem. Obviously, Luminous Idol on Orlek for Phaler means no prayer bead, so he's out for this round. But Phaler sneaks under the defender this time for 20 damage. That means he'll get Orlek back. No prayer beads, no full right side mastery on Barker, so no Barker for this round for Phaler. Orlek versus Orlek. Orlek wins. Oh, but Stunning Claim at just the right second for Nor, saving what would otherwise have been an automatic score. Checking for Brazen Manor, and Anor does not seem to have it, at least not on Ignarius. But gets the unblockable 15 damage throw, and Phaler also with the extra starting Pyre Life from his demon, just he only had 1, whereas Nor obviously had 2, both of which had that mastery. Orlek blocked. Has it back. For Nor. Blocked. Banishes and gets banished. That, of course, usually not a trade that one is looking to make with Orlek, though, given his long respawn time. Ignarius. Trying to knock back those defenders with his jumps. Banishes one of them, but then gets banished. Anor with an interesting combination of classes here, where that worm may be able to come back when everyone else is banished, and then has 2 of the types of classes that take the longest to get banished, or come back from banishment. Ignarius, demon, and then Orlek, an archdemon of sorts. Lady River. Banished there. That leaves just Ignarius back for Nor, and Phaler moving in with Orlek. Oh, tried to do the reverse psychology under the defender that time, and Nor was not falling for it this go-round, though. Nor just playing keep away, but does eventually lose out with her worm, and this is the issue. So those demons do take a long time to return. Did buy just enough time, though, for Ignarius to make his way back. Now everyone, including Orlek, for Nor. Oh, and just barely avoided the defender there. Orlek for Phaler. Makes his way through for 25. I feel like Phaler knew that it was going to be double Orlek with the customize off when he did the Fall of Solium request. No one on Phaler's side here, though, at the moment. Oh, almost a last-second save, preventing that what looked to be uncontested Orlek throw from Anor. Lots of demons. It's Anor making the moves with Orlek, but he goes down. Now it's Phaler and his Orlek. Just a worm back defensively. Pretty big size difference, but she can stun. Oh, and almost buy enough time for a defender to stop Orlek, but Phaler makes it in just in time. Split second longer, and Ignarius would have been able to stop him. Barker. Phaler now without Orlek in this round. Barker has it back and has the angle to speed straight in. I've not heard the bad Gwent news. Uh-oh. Orlek for Failure, plunging for 25. Parker trying to sneak around the other way, but Nor quick enough to cut that off. Nor trying to choose which demon to attack with. The answer is apparently Orlek, and he succeeds. No Orlek for Anor now in this round, but here comes Failer's Orlek. Knocking back the defender, getting full stamina when he picks the orb back up. Oh, but does go down. There is the stunning claim, well timed from Anor there. In the past, we saw her use it defensively, this time offensively, giving her a little bit more time to get Ignarius into an attacking position, but not enough time for him to make it all the way to the opposing Pyre. Parker makes his move, but can't make it through the defenders. Or needing to find an answer here without Orlek. Okay, now just Lady River back defensively against Parker, who loops around and in for 20 damage, dropping an Or down to 20, and that means that barring an unexpected Right Light Rekindling, likely means just one score, all that Failure needs here. Whereas Anor still needing on the order of 2. Depending a little bit on who it is. Orlek down, but opportunity here for Ignarius, and that is Anor's highest scoring character. And with the throw, means she will still be at full strength here. So now that means both players capable of finishing this with 1 score. And any character would have enough damage to do so as long as it is a full damage score. There is the return for Lady River when everyone else gets banished, but it does mean that it is going to be her and her alone for a while now. At least until Ignarius comes back. Here he is, and uses the stunning claim well to set him up. But as we saw before, not enough time, even with that stunning claim, for him to get all the way to the opposing Pyre. But no one to defend here now. And Kerfang, as it turns out, Anor with a little bit of extra damage. But either way, enough to finish the job.
Perhaps a stroke of fortune ought to be thanked.
GG.
The rite is done.
Well played, you two. Let's head on back.
The next rite.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. CDPR says they won't work on Gwents until, or they will stop working on Gwents after 2023, as in they will still do it in 2023, but starting in 2024, they will stop. So we basically have 1 more year. That's what that comes down to, if I'm understanding that correctly. Reset in the meantime, turn customize back on, and reset everything else, unless there's anything in particular we'd like to see. No worries, Anor. Now I'm curious, though. Starting in 2024, no more. Alright, well, we're just gonna have to make 2023 count then, I suppose. I know, right, Baylor? Anything else we'd like to see from chat here for this next one? Or should we just have the players take whatever they'd like for the next one? Also, just to get a sense, do we have anyone else in chat who is looking to swap in anytime in the near future, or are we proceeding still with Anora versus Phaler for the time being? Irona puts us at the ridge. So we have that much. Why don't we get this one started then? And Nora says ready to swap out if anyone else is interested. Okay, why don't we do this one? This may end up being our last one between Phaler and Nora, depending on if there is anyone else from chat who would like to hop in after this. Same for Phaler. Okay, so heads up, chat. If there is anyone who is interested in getting involved today, then both players say they are ready to pass the baton. So if you are thinking you might want to jump in, then prepare yourself accordingly.
The fate shall take on. The night wings. Welcome.
All right, so we had the arena request, but other than that, it's up to you guys.
The rites. Alma.
Taylor starts with Fate member number 1, banishing throws on Almer. Anor goes for the nutrition stick on Volfred in the first spot.
Exile.
Fate member number 2 for Phaler. That time being Raji. Anor goes quick, banishing throws with Jody. And now the third and final member of the Fate squad of Prayer Beads, Dalbert. No, we're going for a little bit of rekindling on Tizo there, interestingly enough. And an interesting race to the orb there, as I believe Volfred got banished as he blinked. As Phaler also simultaneously teleported to the orb with Almer. Speedy Jody rampaging through that portal, but Phaler able to stop that. Exploding saplings from Anor. Almer stopped. Raji looking to cause some trouble. Well-timed shield there from Anor on Volfred. Volfred trying to walk this one in or perhaps throw point blank. Banishes a few defenders. And now it's Jody's turn. And she makes it in with the throw for the full 30. Phaler teleports, Anor blinks. This time it's Anor who wins out. Volfred, who not quick enough to sidestep that cast. Phaler blinks, blocked, but has it back now after getting rid of one of the defenders. Make it all of the defenders now. Has to be mindful of that sapling, but does still make it through. And was unable to throw, because I believe Anor went all the way down on the left side with Volfred for that numbing gust, so if everyone is banished on her side, Phaler is unable to sprint, jump, throw, or use any other special abilities. Which means Phaler is now down Almer in this round, and Anor getting aggressive here with Jody. With this 30 damage throw after banishing the defenders with that throw. Once again, the duel to the orb. The results seemingly changing every time. Phaler back on it, but quickly banished. Volfred now. Oh, and he goes straight in. 25 damage on that nutrition stick plunge. Of course, means no Volfred here and now, but it does drop Phaler down to 15 Pyre life, and I do not believe he has any rekindling. Nor going through the portal doesn't take her far, but does give her the infinite stamina, setting up the winning throw.
The Night Wings prevailed, and what a crushing victory it was.
GG.
The rite is complete.
All right, let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Or as we were saying, I think both Phaler and Honor have said they're willing to swap out here if anyone else would like to jump in. Otherwise, we'll just set ourselves back to our defaults. Okay. That'll be the New Year's resolution. Anything request-wise from chat here, or anyone else who'd like to jump in? Otherwise, we can get back in for our next match here between Phaler and Honor. And looks like that's what we'll be going for here.
The fate shall take on the Night Wings.
All right, this time at the cairn.
Welcome.
I believe the first time tonight. No requests at all this time round, so totally up to you, however you'd like to construct your team. Phaler this time going with prayer beads on Ulmer. Are you winning, son? Been a lot of close matches, yeah. Been pretty even thus far. Don't know exactly what the count is, but something like that.
Decided yet?
And Honor, perhaps saw that coming. Going for Infernal Bloom on Bertrude. That is not a common choice there. Alright, Phaler has done a lot with the Fate team members thus far today. The question will be, does he still go with the Dalbert in the last spot, or does he mix that part up? Honor goes Power Casting Headwind. And this time, Phaler does switch it up, seemingly, with his last selection here. As rather than Dalbert, he goes Exploding Deluge. Or trying something new here. But sticks with the fundamentals, at least at that selection, with the Web Lanthorn Tizo. There is the Infernal Bloom kicking in, but here is Failure, keeping the pressure on. Nor with just Tizo at the moment. Waits until Headwind returns. And Bertrude makes it in for 25 on that plunge. Failure teleports, and Or was trying to anticipate it with the power cast, but Failure makes it through, going down the flank instead. This time goes right down Main Street, though. Failure with that teleport, still quicker to the orb, but Anor able to stop him. And teleports there once again. Oh, Anor. Okay, I was wondering for a second there if she was going to be able to pick up the orb at all. There's no one back to defend. That throw is unblockable. But sometimes when you see that orb stuck behind the portal in a corner like that, it can be seemingly impossible for the player to pick it up. Failure trying to bait out the defender, but unable to do so without getting banished. Tizo gets off the Headwind just in time, and he makes it through the portal just in time to avoid banishment. Banishes one of the defenders at that. And enough time to make it in with this throw for 16 as well. The sap teleportation thwarted, but the exploding deluge has returned and now brought back, well, the never-ending stream of characters on Failure's side. Stunning claim, well-timed for Failure, giving him the only exile capable of moving for just enough time to set up that 20 damage plunge. Almer goes under. Good for 20. And what was initially looking like an all-Anor right, Failure suddenly building a lot of momentum here. Here's Anor, back on it once again. Bertrude stopped. Failure with the deluge, sidesteps the cast. That throw is unblockable. And good for the full 15, and that means that now Failure may have enough damage to finish this with one score. Would need to be Almer, but here he is. But he's sniped. Deluge, does he have C's chance? Well, he goes down. There is Almer, and no one to stop him right now. So time for Failure to hop in for the winning plunge. GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
All right, let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
All right, and let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see between Failure and Anor. And as we were saying before, I think both Failure and Anor have said that if anyone else would like to jump in, they are willing and able to swap out. Did somebody say boom? True, hard to pass up on the speed though. The core could theoretically hop in, but doesn't want to interrupt this legendary matchup. True, we have seen Iroder in chat, though not sure if he's looking to hop in today or not. Some murmurs in the crowd. but not seeing or hearing anything from him right now. Baylor says he'll stick in for one more. Okay. So perhaps we at least stick with these two for the next one. Or for this upcoming one, and after that we might make some switches. Not seeing any requests, though. So in that case, why don't we just get this one started between Nor and Phaler, and after that, we may look to swap some people in. Ooh, we've not been here yet. Not at the pit, I don't think. No requests, so you're free to take whatever you'd like. Bold strategy from Phaler to take Bertrude rather than Udmilda, as this is, of course, Udmilda's home arena, so she gets the inherent 20% speed boost. Phaler says, nah, don't need that. The opportunity is just too good to pass up on. Anor goes for the quick throwing stowaway. Lots of potential for some interesting strategies in this arena in particular, given the small size of the arena and the walls on the edge of the map that one can bounce off of with either a throw or a jump. Phaler goes for a quick-throwing Palmus, I believe that was. And they're willingly playing Sap a little bit out of the ordinary. But in a small arena such as this, especially a quick-throwing Sap, Saps are, of course, naturally the longest-ranged throwing characters, and to speed up that throw with a quick-throwing Talisman does make them much more of an offensive threat, and much easier to get them into that position in a small arena such as this. Might have gone mental, says Phaler. He did say this was his last match of the night, so maybe he's getting a little bit crazy here. And once again, passes up on the opportunity to use the buff dude Milda in her home arena. Bold strategy, Cotton. Anor also goes Bertrude, goes for the banishing throws. Of course, the prone throw is slow, but perhaps the threat of that looming throw can dissuade your opponent from going into a dangerous place. But here is Phaler, getting things started with a 25 damage plunge from one of his crones. Anor teleports the orb with a stowaway, and does so again, ninja style. Stowaway once again teleporting to the orb. Not giving Phaler any time to catch his breath, but Phaler goes bouncing off all the walls. Building up some speed in the process, but Anor is unfazed. Phaler back on it. Trying to build that momentum again, it seems, by bouncing off the wall. Oh, but still gets caught in that explosion there. No one out for Anor here, so time for Phaler if he's quick. Nearly got banished from that cast, but does still make it in for 30. That was interesting. Combination of cast and teleportation from the stowaway salute, and I'm not sure I've really seen that before. Stowaway sneaks in a throw there for 20. There it is again. Teleports and casts, getting rid of the defender and also getting right next to the orb as well. I'm not sure I've seen that tech. Usually when people teleport to the orb, it's all about just picking it up as quickly as possible, and not sure I knew you could combine that with the casting animation as well.
Your exiles shall return.
Now it is Phaler who's defenseless, at least momentarily, and Nor briefly tried to go off the wall there with her initial throw from the stowaway, but Phaler has retrieved it. Has it back now with Vorfrit, and plunges for 25 with her. Stowaway, pulling off that combo once again. Going off the wall with the throw. Phaler, not gonna let it happen, and so Nor needs to settle for going straight in with the throw this time round for 20. Phaler this time, not gonna walk into that trap with the stowaway, and instead uses his Crone Salute, transforming all of Nor's exiles into defenseless howlers, setting up the winning score.
The fate prevails. The scribes themselves surely have taken note.
GG. Come on, man.
This night's proceedings.
Oh, well played, you two. And we'll head on back.
Until the next rite.
Had to finish with a bang, he says. Alright, and as Phaler was saying before, that was going to be his last one. Thanks for stopping by today, Phaler. Good to have you as always. So we are looking for at least one to jump in to take Phaler's spot in that case. I think Core had expressed interest before, and Nor had also said she'd be willing to swap out if there is anyone else in chat who would like to jump in today. So let us know if there is such a person. Well, that we really didn't use the sap at all. It was just kind of there. It existed, theoretically. It is a second life bar. That's true. You know, of all the classes to be just a passive participant, saps are up there, perhaps at the top of the spot, when it comes to just existing and giving you those bonuses with the second life bar, and occasionally that sapling that spawns in when it gets banished might be useful as well. Is that all you think of them? Rotor can hop in. Awesome. So it looks like in that case, we will have Core and Rotor. Chocolate with flame fit. What? What? Excuse me? Thanks for stopping by today, Nor. Great to have you as well. And let me get our next two participants. There we are. Invite sent. What is it with what? What are these chocolate metaphors all about? Where's this coming from? What does Pyre have to do with chocolate bars? I feel like I missed something here. Yeah, are saps only chocolates for? I mean, I guess so. All right, and let's just get confirmation as to who is player 1 and who is player 2.
It looks like I'm player 1. Oh yeah, I'm player 1.
Are you both player 1 and player 2 simultaneously? No. Okay. It's like we
No,
have
of course, player 1.
just a plain and simple Core player 1, Rotor player 2. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good to have you in. Let's see. Sure. Will it be Pyre Hearts and Withdrawn, or are we going to mix things up today a little bit? What are we thinking?
Give me Chastity.
Chastity? Okay. Yeah, color scheme-wise, somewhat similar between those two if we were to go that route.
I'll play Tempest.
Ooh, okay.
Also green, but against Chastity, that's fine.
Okay. Both of you mixing it up a little bit. That's exciting. All right. Nice. So let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see between these two to get things started, or if we want to give them a little bit of a warm-up before we get into anything too out there. Half expecting chat to give you guys a chocolate-themed request. Oh, you see, your first character must be a Mars bar, your second character must be a Crunch bar, and your third character is obviously a Milky Way. Reset theme for the song, okay. ×2. Gotcha. Gotcha. And Anor is choosing exiles as well. Oh no. I mean, to be fair, I did walk right into that one. I did walk right into that one. All right, what did I say? I said Mars bar first, Crunch bar second, Milky Way third. However you want to interpret that for your exiles. Are both players familiar with the content of those types of chocolate bars? Because I'm not sure to what extent they exist internationally.
I think so, at least.
I'll be honest, I don't remember what's in a Mars bar. Actually, that might be more common internationally than it is now. I'm pretty sure it originated in the US, but I'm gonna have to Google Mars bar.
You will have to repeat those two. I don't
Okay,
remember
first
what
one is Mars bar. Hold on. Wikipedia, bail me out. Wikipedia, what have you done? You've immediately made my entire screen black. Wikipedia, what have you done? Actually, though, Wikipedia just might have crashed Chrome. I'm pretty sure it did. Wikipedia, what did I do to deserve this? What the heck, Wikipedia? Okay, hold on. Never mind, you Chrome.
I only need the names, I don't need the content.
Well, I don't even remember what a Mars bar is. I'm gonna have to look it up. Mars bar. Mars, commonly known as Mars bar, is the name of two varieties of chocolate bar produced by Mars Incorporated. First manufactured in 1932 in England. Bar consists of caramel and nougat coated with milk chocolate. Okay, so it's actually very similar to a Milky Way in that case. The American version of Mars bar was... Okay, hold on. Is the American version slightly different then? The American version of Mars bar was produced, which had nougat and toasted almonds covered in milk chocolate. Later, caramel was added to the recipe as well. So, almonds are apparently a US inclusion only, but definitely nougat and caramel and chocolate, which is also what is in a Milky
What
Way.
was the second bar?
Crunch bar. Are you familiar with Crunch bar?
Okay, that I don't know.
Okay, so that one is like chocolate with, I think it's technically baked rice, is what the content of it is. Where it's basically the whole intention there is just that it's crunchy. So it's mostly still a chocolate flavor, but the texture is different from your typical chocolate bar. See, I can probably Google that one for you. That one might not be as international then. That one's from Nestle. No, I don't actually want to buy them. Hold on. Images. Not just the packaging. Preferably... Yeah, okay, here. This is what it looks like. Oh my goodness. Is this going to crash as well? Why are all my Wow. Okay. Thanks, every internet browser in existence. Okay, well, yeah, it's a chocolate bar that has baked rice in the middle to make it crunchy. It doesn't add much in the way of flavor. It's mostly just for texture. All right, so let's get going then.
The chastity
Oh, and we're back.
versus the tempers. Welcome.
Okay, so it's Mars bar first. So that is chocolate, caramel, nougat. So however you make that with your first character, I don't really know. There's a lot of room for interpretation there. A whole lot of room for interpretation there. Apparently, if you ask Core, that means Luminous Idols Oxiana. Whereas for Iroder, it is a Solium's Horn Ignarius. So now it's Crunch Bar, so that's the flavor-wise, pretty straightforward, just chocolate, but the baked rice in the middle to add more texture to it.
Messenger.
Which apparently for Core means Messenger Imp with the Web Lanthorn, looking suspiciously like your typical setup. I don't know, Core. Not convinced of the chocolatey nature of your team just yet. Bottled Void. Now that would have been an interesting choice for the Mars bar, given how there's kind of the space theme to both of them. I'll be honest, guys, I'm not convinced. This one is Milky Way, and that one, okay, that one could also be a Bottled Void, I suppose. There's, wait, what? Hold on. Does every chocolate bar have a space-themed name for some reason? I mean, obviously Mars is a chocolate company, and the name of the company is a planet. So, I mean, the chocolate bar named after the company, by extension, is also named after a planet, but Milky Way as well. What the heck? Apparently, you know, coming soon to stores near you, Pluto, the candy bar. Recently demoted, no longer a full candy bar. Now just a snack of a different variety. Well, Core gets us started, bouncing off some walls and making it in for 20 with... Which one was that? Mars? No, that was Milky Way, I think. Huge explosion from Core there, though. Iroda shoulder smashes one of the defenders, but then gets casted into banishment, but brings back Lendl, who's ready to plunge here for 20. Ignarius, all by his lonesome here, and therefore looking to knock back some defenders before making his move, but gets cornered. Buys a little bit of time, though, for Iroda to get a defender back. Ooh, but does still get shoulder smashed from Snadra, who makes it in for 20 and with 10 leech as well. Zoxiana, a little hesitation move there, but makes it in for 20. Ignarius down. Tizo down. Oh, but the Bottled Void slowing down Core, giving the orb back to Iroda, setting up this 30 damage Ignarius plunge. Last second block there from Iroda. Looked like Core was already past the defender. Ooh, interesting maneuver there from Iroda, triggering the Bottled Void and stopping the attacker. Oh, and it looked like an opportunity there for an uncontested score for Iroda, but then suddenly, you blinked and the tables had turned. Quick throw from Core, good for just 12, dropping Iroda down to 10, who I don't believe has any rekindling here. So one score, likely all that Core needs. And looking to do so with Zoxiana. A throw intercepted, though. And Iroda with a counterattack. Good for 30 with Ignarius. And suddenly, Iroda is one Ignarius plunge away from finishing the job as well, although no Ignarius in this round, as he did not have prayer beads when he plunged. Race to the Pyre! Oh, but the throw didn't have enough on it. So not only does Iroda hang on here, he also has Ignarius back, which means he does now have enough damage to finish this with one score. Here is Ignarius. Shoulder smash, though, but brought back. Banishes a few defenders and gets the rebound and plunges for the win. What an Uno reverse card indeed. A few of them in that match, in fact.
The rite is done.
All right, well played, you two. Getting things started off with some style. Exactly that. Now that's a start. All right, so let us know, chat, what, if anything, we'd like to see for the next one. Yeah, with 3 Pyre life left, no less. Are you not entertained? What do we think? Do we just lead this up to these two to figure out whatever they'd like to use? Do we give them some very strange and obscure request for them to try to interpret. Anor is asking you, Ironer, what your favorite class is. Oh, I totally... Okay. As in character. For some reason, I really thought that you were referring to, like, what subject matter in school. That's at least initially where my head went on that one. I was like, oh, you know, maybe he'll say science.
Good question. I actually do not really know at the moment. It's probably...
And just to clarify, she is referring to the character class in Pyre,
Yeah.
not the school subject.
It's probably Saps at the moment. It's
Really?
a very tenuous spot though.
Huh. I would probably be with the Nor here. I would have assumed your answer would be demons.
I mean, the demons just slot in too much.
I-
Can't use them very well.
I think of you a lot as a demon plus imp person. Setting up the demons with infinite stamina going through a super imp portal.
Yeah, but the one explodes and the other one has a huge aura. Like, you can use that pretty often. The other ones need a bit more setup.
Not sure if that was with the intention of making some kind of request to follow up on that, or if that was just purely out of curiosity there. But as things currently stand, still no requests here. We still have our second preset theme, so we do have a song, I suppose. But I suppose that will be all in that case. Ah, I see.
The chastity shall now face the tempers. Welcome. Who shall
But,
conduct the rites? Exile.
Alright, Core going for Luminous Idol on Zoxiana, so he'll get full stamina whenever he picks up the orb. Iroder was just saying, Sap is his go-to class and goes for a quick throwing Palmus here. Yeah, I think in my head, the classic Iroder setup is still Super Imp Portal, Demon, and full Rekindling Sap. This time goes for a triple hopping Dalbert. Or goes for a leeching Bertrude in the last spot. Well, the last one for Iroder will be a power casting Lendl. Alright, so here we go. There's that Luminous Idol kicking in. And Core trying to do a lot of banishments with his Imp. Iroder trying to avoid losing his last exile. Throw would have been unblockable. But Iroder able to stop it. Lendl. Dalbert. Oh, and I was gonna say, had a wide open alleyway to the Pyre, but right as Core got that last second banishment, he did also get an exile in between the Kerr and the Pyre, but Iroder still made it through, and here is Core making it through per 30 with his Crone. No prayer beads on Bertrude, so she's gone for this round. Huge implosion, though. And so now no one back defensively for Iroder, leading to this uncontested 20 damage Harp throw from Core. Ooh. No, the Harps can remove those saplings, but you don't see them bump them all that often like that. Dalbert fakes one way, goes the other. But he is still stopped. Zoxiana against Palmus. Tries to sneak through, but can't. Actually switches in. And The Crone Throw, with the Leech as well, cut a little bit short, just 23 damage there, and so 12 Pyre Life back to Core. And back up to 100 in that case. I Rotor defenseless for the next few seconds. Is Core quick enough to get this throw off in time? Not quite. Looked like it was going short, so I Rotor still able to intercept. And Delbert, had almost enough stamina there to pull off the last second triple jump and loop around the other side for the score, but Core able to recover. Soxiana blocked. Switches and explodes. Here is Soxiana, no one back defensively, everyone banished on Iroder's side. Probably not Core's preferred score there, just 15 damage from the Imp. Here's Iroder. Good for 20, as we were saying before, Core had done some leeching. Soxiana, Iroder back on it. Shoulder smashes one defender, but does still go down. Soxiana hanging out next to Iroder's Pyre. Iroder gets rid of her. Now a race. That throw's unblockable. Except, there's 10 rekindling on Iroder's second life bar. So still holding on here, although Core looking to finish it.
GG.
And does. GG. All right, well played, you two.
Until the stars align.
Oh, Honor has come up with something, it seems. She's selecting exiles. Made it through our songs, so we'll go back to random there. Unless you guys have anything else in mind. Pick characters who you think would be similar to someone from your favorite book or film. Okay, and I assume they have to say what this book or film is going to be then, right? Can't just say, oh, well, all these characters totally make sense in this alternate universe that I'm not going to tell you at all about. What if your favorite book is the Book of Rites? Well... or... Alright, so that is our exile request. Anything on top of that, or will that be all? Looks like that'll be it. Give our players a little bit of time to scheme up what books or films and characters from those books and films they might have in mind. Oh, Phaler. Oh, dear. So wrong in so many ways. Oh, no. Well, it's the Isle of Kalamer, for whatever that's worth.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
So we shall see what book/film and which characters from that franchise the players have in mind. If this were Mass Effect, who would I be picking? Well, you have to have one for Commander Shepard, right? The main character of Mass Effect. And Commander Shepard is a human. So that would probably mean a Nomad. Does have a gun as one of his or her primary weapons. So maybe a power casting Nomad probably be the direction I would go. Core has notably made his selection without informing us as to what franchise he is basing his selections around. Don't think we didn't notice, Core. It's a dog. Okay. Go on. Go on. From... Drumroll, please. Cool. And... Air Bud. Okay, fair. Fair enough, I guess.
We're waiting.
So I think that means that every other character theoretically on Core's team is supposed to be based on Air Bud. Yeah, I think for Mass Effect, I'd go Power Casting, Nomad in the first spot for Shepard. There is also a big, hulking character who is basically, well, he's a mercenary, and he makes it very clear that he is, very capable and willing to beat people up whenever needed. I would probably make that Orlek. Rex, the name of that character, I'd probably make Orlek. Except they are known for their quick regeneration, and that is not something that Orlek has. So maybe I'd go for a different demon instead, or at least give Orlek a way of coming back from banishment more quickly. Oh, it can be different franchises for the different characters? I thought it had to be the same one for each character. Okay. So you can mix and match, I suppose, in that case. Maybe that takes some pressure off. Okay, extra presence and from a shoulder-smashing headwind.
This is really hard because I don't really have a favorite book or film at the moment. So I was reaching a bit.
What's that one based on, would you say?
I tried to find equivalent for Bilbo, alright? But I don't really get that. Like, I thought about Gilman because adventure, but Gilman's a bit more focused on martial things, so I think Nomad fits.
Okay.
But now I'm really reaching. I have no idea anymore.
What? Core! Core! I just love how... When did that movie come out? I have not seen that movie for probably 20 years. Probably more than that. It's not one that comes up very often either. Despite being made by a major... Is it 2003? Was it that reason? I feel like it might have even been before that. $1990. See, that's what I mean. That's an old one. And for some reason, one that just does not seem to get as much attention as some of the other Disney movies. Volfred. Okay. I feel like there are actually several ways you can work Volfred in. So that can be from a different franchise if you would like. iRotor and Core has already mixed and matched some franchises.
No, just we'll stick with the same one, I think, because I don't have anything else at the moment. So I think I could go around, but nothing. Well, I've aged out of most of the books I've read in the past, so that's the problem.
All right, what obscure character is Ignarius based on? What? Shaq is a human being. He's a real person. He is not a fictional character. Shaquille O'Neal, who is a retired professional basketball player.
Yeah, but he plays himself in some movies.
Hold on, do we need to show people who Shaq is? He's a somewhat famous meme. The guy who he was on, I think it's from Hot Ones, which is that YouTube series where they have celebrities eat super spicy chicken wings or whatever. And or no, maybe that was when he's also a TV NBA analyst and what have you. But in any event, in some circumstance, they had him try this really spicy chip or like hot sauce on a wing, and he said like, "Oh, I'm not gonna react to this at all. I'm not gonna make a face at all." And then he eats it, and then just makes this incredible wide-eyed like "ooh" face that has become a meme. So you may recognize him from that meme because I think that's become quite popular. It's from a while ago, but you may recognize him from that even if you don't know the name. All right, but anyways, we have a Pyre rite to conduct here, of course. Enough silly references for now. Ironer's shoulders. Whoa! Shoulder smashes, then moonwalks. Meanwhile, Core makes it in here for 20. Headwind down. Ironer seemingly stepping directly on top of the orb, but for some reason not controlling it there with Lendl, which was a little bit odd. Oh, the last second shoulder smash. And once again, the moonwalking away from the orb after completing that shoulder smash was also a little bit strange there. Does kind of seem like Ironer's characters have had a little bit of a mind of their own when it comes to how they want to react at the end of landing from a jump or getting knocked back from the likes of Ignarius.
I have Titan Tooth, that's why they keep saying.
Oh, it's the combination Titan Tooth plus the Demon knockback. Gotcha.
Remember everything which you hold dear.
Or jumping over the cast, but still banished. Rookie now. Chased into the corner. Going to get some stamina back and can triple hop. Oh, but gets shoulder smashed. Headwind. Shoulder smashes one defender, but gets knocked back from Titan Tooth. It just looks so odd. But an opening here for Core to exploit for 20 damage with this curve plunge.
Now go on, just once more.
Bullfred, back to Headwind. Headwind down. Just Lendl back defensively. And Ironer trying to weigh whether he ought to go and step on the portraits or not, but his teammates do come back now. Oh, and that is a dangerous portal there for Core, if he chooses to use it offensively. Oh, Headwind down. I think Ironer was planning on using that shoulder smash. Core sneaks through, but there's the 50 rekindling on the second life bar for Ironer. Every time, man. It doesn't look any less strange whenever it happens. It's the velocity at which the defender comes flying in the other direction. Ironer, oh, not quite enough time to charge up that throw. Shaquille O'Neal. Or makes it through here again for 20. So Ironer holding on with 10. Of course, this is his second life bar. So we have already seen the rekindling. Oh, and Ironer trying to bring back teammates by stepping on those portraits, but Core is trying to block them. Volfred, oh, couldn't quite come back in time. GG.
Vastly outperformed their adversaries. The rite is complete.
Well played, you two. Let's head on back. And if it weren't for seemingly every time I try to open an internet browser, it crashing, I would Google the Shaquille O'Neal meme face, but... Actually, hold on. Might be able to... There's gotta be a Discord one of it, right? Hold on. I can probably find it there. Yes, this is what I'm thinking of. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna post it in. Post it in here. This... You may recognize this face, even if you don't recognize the name Shaquille O'Neal. If you've seen this meme before, that's Shaquille O'Neal. He is or was a professional basketball player, now retired. All right, but anything else we'd like to see for this next one here, let us know. Otherwise, of course, we can just have these two take whatever they'd like to take. Yeah, his chat is, the Discord is gonna go like, what the heck? I mean, it's as I said, it's a somewhat common meme, or at least was. Probably not at its peak anymore. But there was a time when I feel like that one got thrown around fairly often. It's not like it's coming completely out of nowhere. Alright, but not seeing any requests from chat here. So why don't we just hop into this next one then?
The chastity shall now face the tempers. Welcome.
Alright, so we're at the Glade,
Who shall conduct the rites?
which what with Core playing as the Chastity today does technically make this his home arena. Yeah, I have another more obscure Shaquille O'Neal reference I could give. That would also be pretty hilarious to drop in Discord as well, but that one would take a little bit of fishing up. One that I may have referenced once before in RITE NITE, either that or a Mass Effect 3 stream, I don't remember. But an oldie but goodie. A cult classic from, at that point, that was probably, I think I looked it up at the time, way back when I made that reference. It's probably like 15 years, no, I think a little more than that. Yeah, no, about 15 years ago, I think. But that's also probably around when Shaq was playing. Late 90s through the 2010s. I mean, he played for a pretty long time, so I suppose that makes sense. But anyways, back to Pyre. Quick throwing Palmus. We see Palmus and a harp, or rather a sap and a harp on Core's side as well. It's Manly is actually the sap. And Core finishes with an exploding Lady River. Then a speedy Vizpaleth in the last spot for iRotor, and iRotor thought about going straight in there with the curve, then faked the throw and plunged in but got blocked. Core looking to explode, does take out one of iRotor's characters, but iRotor retreats. Core able to take out the sapling, getting rid of the safety net that iRotor had. And getting off this 25 damage throw as Siege Chance was active for that worm. Give him that 10 extra bonus. Big exploding sapling. Core trying to set up the quick sap throw, and does. Full 25 damage there. Speedy Dalbert, though, makes it straight in for 25. And he has prayer beads, so he has returned. Except he forgot the orb there. Harp versus Demon. Demon wins out here. Now Core with his worm, Lady River. Unsuccessful. Back with Vizbaleth. Somehow avoided banishment, at least initially, from Zoxiana. Zoxiana sidesteps. But takes out the opposing sap, and Core switches into his sap, Manly, and sometimes when you do that switch, the aiming reticle can wobble from side to side, and that actually does affect where your throw is going to end up. So for a second there, you wondered if Core was going to end up missing, but did still land on that throw. That looks like it might be a just fraction too short, but does move in and get that in with the follow-up throw. Palmas. Now Vizbaleth for iRotor. Locked. Knocks back one defender. Core has it now. Oh, knocked back once again and dispossess. iRotor moving in with Vizbaleth. And had the defender there. Both of them seem to hesitate. Core, the first to get back on it. But the throw there from his Manly, and not quite a full damage throw at that, but it does still drop iRotor to 16 Pyre life. Does, of course, have a sap, and therefore may have some rekindling, but we see that exploding sapling, which I believe does mean that at most it is just 10. Cannot have the full 50 in that case. We might be about to find out here. There it is, 10, as we were saying. On the second life bar now. Worm blocked. Core has it back with Lady River. Loops around the other way, and that throw is unblockable, but it misses. iRotor now. Loses the sap to the exploding sapling. Trying to go in with Dalbert, but he's stopped and now banished as well. No one back defensively. Core having to jump over the sapling, but it doesn't matter. He still pulls it off.
Good game.
Their adversaries must be crying tears of shame.
GG.
The rite is ended.
Home field advantage is strong. As I was saying before, you get that extra 20% quickness bonus. Nothing to snuff at. Alright, so let us know, chat, if there's anything else we'd like to see for this one. Anything else we'd like to see between these two, or will we just have them take whatever they'd like for this one? Looks like that may be the case. So let's jump back in.
The chastity shall confront.
Everyone's favorite arena.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Core leans third, Thorned Not Gilman. Not one of his usual sets.
Well, actually, it's the OG strategy. When I first started playing, I would always go Thorn, Knot, and Worm. If you remember.
Turning back the clock then.
Alma.
Quick throwing Almer on iRotor's side. Shoulder Smash, an extra starting Pyre Life from Snadra on Core's side. Not enough to dissuade iRotor from going for a meta Cur, though, with Prayer Beads on Dalbert. Then the Leech on Bertrude in the last spot for Core. And finally, the Power Casting for Headwind for iRotor. Trying to set up that quick throw, but it's intercepted. Core slithers his way around it in for 30. iRotor teleports the orb and has an opening here. Good for 20 on that throw. We did see Core take the starting Pyre Life, so still at 110 even after that throw. And that throw is unblockable for 15. Coming from Gilman. iRotor first the orb once again. Gets rid of Gilman. Here's Bertrude. She's slithering around again, and is there enough on that throw? There is. So that lands for 30. And notably, no rekindling this time for iRotor, as there's no sap. Which means no second life bar. Which means that throw is enough.
The chastity prevail. Most excellently done this time, I must admit. The right is done.
All right, well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Until the next round.
Let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. And I'm thinking... Oh, okay. Core starting to customize off. I was about to say, this might be our last one. Excuse me. Our last one before the Liberation Rite. Hold on. For sure, Brighton's favorite. I think he's the one... I mean, that was definitely a very positive Brighton, the likes of which we tend not to hear. Oh, an Essence theme as well. Okay, so of course, customize off means randomize exiles, masteries, and talismans. Won't even get to see what those are before we get things started. Just gonna get thrown straight in. We will also have Skydance as our song, and we'll see if Anora can correctly predict if we are going to end up at the Nessa Trieste. I don't think we've had it yet today, which might be the reason why she's doing that. We shall find out. No, it's the book again. It's the book again. And it is double Imp and Savage, I believe, for Core. Gareth. Might be our first time seeing him today, which is a crime. Then Bertrude the Crone, Palmus the Sap, and Tizo the Imp on iRotor's side. Seemingly, at least from a class standpoint, a more well-rounded team on iRotor's side. But of course, we don't yet know what the talismans are, like Black Hoof. Of course, a cursed talisman that normally you would not be able to score with unless you have your character directly on top of the pyre when they receive a pass like that. You'll love to see it. A work of art from iRotor. Or has that portal and plunges for 15. No prayer beads on Messenger Imp for Core, and now iRotor does have that Black Hoof character back. Or defenseless for the moment. And iRotor quick enough to make it in. Plunging for 25 with his sap. iRotor there defensively. And to get rid of more of Core's characters though, and banishes the only defenders. Does, however, get his imp back just in time. But if iRotor is quick, may be able to do something here with Tizo. Not before. Core does get his reinforcements. Oh, and does he have... Looks like he has the legendary Savage Talisman on Gareth. Looked like that cast was bouncing off the barriers, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, and look at that, opening here. Clever play going through the portal for iRotor. opening up this 15 damage throw opportunity. Yeah, that's definitely Kaler's anklet, right? Web Lanth. Wait, is that a Web Lanthorn imp for core? Somebody just had Web Lanthorn, and it might have been on an imp. Interesting setups, it would seem. There's the Black Hoof. Right, it's on Bertrude. Probably not the best character to have the inability to carry the orb, as it would normally be one of Iroder's better offensive characters on this team. Or it's oddly was drifting a little bit, but still managed to keep the throw on target. I think it's Thorned Knot on Tizo. Iroder seemingly in position to intercept this throw. Sakura looking to change the trigonometry. But everyone down, except there is a sapling to complicate matters a little bit, not enough to prevent Core from getting in this 15 damage throw, though. And that's a lot of characters lined up there. You could see what Core was thinking. Iroder. Some distances, those sap throws are unblockable. That apparently was not the case there, though. Gareth. Throw intercepted. There is the Black Hoof Bertrude, who again cannot pick up the orb for that reason. Tizo has that portal, and Iroder uses it and had a bit of an angle there. There's the bouncing cast. That throw's just barely short from Iroder. Bouncing cast from Gareth, but it does seem as though, for the most part, Core is looking to use him offensively. Iroder has that portal and is thinking about going through it, but Core is expecting it. Well played there from Iroder, banishing one of the defenders and keeping his sap, at least until he gets banished here. Bertrude, of course, as we were saying, can't do much offensively. Orb within the confines of that sapling. Oh, and good snipe there from Core, from Gareth. And embracing the chaos of that wall bouncing cast, but does eventually go down with Gareth. Iroder eyes the portal, brings him quite close, but Core does have several defenders in position here. And now an opportunity for Core to throw this one in with Gareth for 20. And that gets us pretty close here in terms of how much Pyre life both players have. There is the chance that Iroder may have some rekindling, and Nor thinks it may be 10 coming from Palmas. So we'll see if that is the case. And Core's portal was close enough to Iroder's Pyre to make that more or less an automatic score. In which case Core has taken the lead and may be able to test that theory as to how much rekindling, if any, Iroder has here if he is to score with Gareth. Don't think either of the imps have enough damage to finish this with one score. I don't think we've seen the extra damage from the masteries. And of course that quick throw will not be enough, but it does mean now it is within range, even for the imps. Iroder, no portal here to go through, so just looking to hide within the safety of that sapling if he can. Then again, that cast is big enough that even within the sapling, still not entirely safe. And Iroder kind of needs to play hot potato since he can't actually hold the orb with Bertrude there. Well played defensively there from Iroder, though. Does go through the portal, but is blocked. Has it back, but makes it in. Good for 15. And that means no Tizo for Iroder in this round. That could be a tough thing to do because, as we were saying, it is difficult to make it work with that Bertrude. So it means Iroder's going to be relying very heavily on Palmas here. But that throw was not enough So Rotor's still hanging on and gets all of his characters back, including Tizo. Tizo, of course, does not have enough damage by himself, though, so it would need to be a just about full damage Palmas score, which is easier said than done if iRotor is to finish this with 1 score. It's possible, but not easy. Also possible with Bertrude, and we actually have seen iRotor score with Bertrude before, but as we were saying before, with the inability to pick up the orb, that is also a difficult task. There is the rekindling, though. Confirmed it is 10, so iRotor does have a second life bar. There it is. So now Core needing 1 more score. But same could be said of iRotor as well, as long as it's Palmas in possession. And that's what iRotor was looking to do there. But unsuccessful that time. Bertrude now. Against Messenger Rim. Core is without Gareth, and that is a difficult thing to be without. Most stylish man in the downside. Oh, but Core almost makes it work there, and that portal is extremely dangerous. It gets moved a little bit further back, though. Not as threatening anymore, and iRotor with it back in for a second there. It looked like he might have had enough time to make it in for what could have been not quite the winning score, but there's the portal! And there is the winning plunge.
Good game.
GG.
I thought for certain they would not. Thus end this night's proceedings.
All right, well played, you two.
Until the stars align.
And unless we have any particularly urgent requests that we just must see before the night is through, I'm thinking it might be time for the Liberation Rite. Thinking it might be time for that. Going once? Going twice? Liberation it is. Alright, so of course that means we'll be going to the Fall of Solium, we'll be turning the servant intro on, and we'll go the Player 2 version. Feels like we don't see the Never to Return Tempers, or here, the Never to Return Tempers, all that often. There aren't very many Tempers players nowadays, I suppose, is probably the primary reason for that. No requests for this one. We should turn Customize back on. That is a very good point. Very good point. This will be our Liberation Rite, our final rite of the night. No requests for this one. Both players just taking their preferred teams to finish things off in style. So, without further ado, let's get going.
Welcome, exiles. Welcome to the Fall of Solium. Here you may yet prove your worth. The stars themselves shall be your witnesses. The chastity, stand prepared. Tempers, stand prepared. Who shall strive for freedom?
All right, as we were saying, this will be our final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite, so no requests from chat. Both players just taking their preferred teams here.
Sir Gilman.
Core leads off with a legendary talisman on Gilman for the extra jumping distance. iRotor goes Super Portal, Exploding Tizo. Or thinking Power Casting Sinatra, but instead settles for the extra starting Pyre life. Quick saluting Prayer Beads Tamitha in the next spot for iRotor. Then Leech on Bertrude in the last spot for Core. and our rotor will finish with a meta Vids Palette. So here we are, our final ride of the night, our Liberation Rite core on the left representing the Chastity today, and our rotor on the right representing the Tempers. Best of luck to you both. And
game.
there it
Good
is.
game.
Proved their worth.
GG.
Rather convincingly, I must admit. Thus ends the liberation rite.
Well played, you two, and as Brighton was saying, that was our Liberation Rite, our final rite of the night, and might just add in some of the best defensive plays I've seen on both sides. That was some impressive stuff. Well done, you guys. Great match. That was nail-biting indeed. Some pretty sweet plays there. In particular, I thought, on the defensive side of things. But well done, you two. Thank you, everybody, who participated in the rites today. But that was, as I said, going to be our last one for the night. So I am going to duck out of Discord for now. But I will see you guys next week. Alright, chat, but I'm not quite done with you yet. Let me just kick these guys out of here. We're done with them. We're done with them. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. This was, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, which we are doing every Sunday. If you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way of doing so is by joining the Rite Club Discord server, which is the place for all things multiplayer Pyre, and you can do so by clicking on that link right there. My name is Lids. I'm hosting these Rite Nights. As I said, our streaming schedule nowadays is Fridays, a little bit TBD. It was previously Gwent Rogue Mage, but we're pretty much done with that. I am looking to upgrade my computer very soon. I have ordered a new computer, and it is theoretically on the way. So that might open up some options that we did not previously have for a Friday night stream with our upgraded capabilities. So stay tuned for that. Saturdays is Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, and then Sundays is, of course, Pyre. Lids Vids on YouTube as well, posting the VODs for all the streams there, so if you miss anything, you can catch it there as well. Also doing some Gwent videos there, the Witcher-themed card game. New events for that come out every week, as well as Gwent Thronebreaker, which is the Gwent campaign. And also, as I was saying, I mean, theoretically, we might experiment with some new stuff once we've got the new and upgraded hardware, hopefully in the not too distant future. But if you haven't done so yet already, of course, you can hit the follow button to get a notification for when I go live. You can also follow me on Twitter at LidsVids. I post there when I go live as well. But actually, the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is by joining my own Discord, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. That's going to be it for me for tonight. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And I'll catch you next time.